Hi, we are IDENTIA Studio, an architectural studio that focuses on the user and their experience by creating enjoyable and functional spaces where everyone feels comfortable and safe. The city we chose is Guadalajara because we think that it has great potential to explore different architectural areas given that it is the second largest city in Mexico. Therefore, the neighborhood we chose is Monraz because it is well connected, safe, and quiet. It belongs in a medium-high class neighborhood. There are restaurants, a clinic, and mainly houses in the immediate context. Our lot is surrounded by two avenues and one street. The main avenue, Diagonal Golfo de Cortés, is the busiest one out of the three because there are several restaurants and commercial premises. Calle Tarascos is a one-way street where you can find a clinic, commerce, and houses. Finally, Avenida Aztecas is less concurrent as it mainly has residential complexes. Right now, the selected terrain is a public parking lot. That's why we decided to keep half of it for the community.
As designers and project consultants, we took into consideration the expectations of each member that is going to interact and be affected in a positive way by the project. Each group has specific concerns and expectations that will influence the development of the center. Staff is concerned about transport and connectivity, safety, and good workplaces. The users expect constant contact with nature, comfortable spaces, and tranquility. The client's expectations are about budget, profits, and accessibility. And for community, traffic, context, and environment consideration, as well as enough public services, are important. It is important to clarify from the beginning that we do not refer to this project as a rehab center. We see this project as a learning and healing center. Definitions and concepts we'll address later on with each proposal.
We save our space and space saves us as human beings, Dr. Faza Narasimhan. Isika Center is the vision of what health centers can and should be. Derived by the word Ikisika in the native Huichol language, which means to teach or learn, Isika Center is categorized as a learning and healing center, where people can learn to live a new life. The project's proposal is formed by a radial configuration of spaces. This allows the project to have a central garden and therefore create other series of open and closed spaces through an octagonal form. Mainly divided in one level and with few spaces on the second level, the project is divided into three main areas, all designed with proper care and detailing. Public spaces where outsiders, visitors, and guests will interact, private spaces in which users receiving treatment will use, staff areas where only center employees will have access to, and finally, green or outdoor areas. With the help of passive bioclimatic strategies, such as cross-ventilation, overhangs, strategies following sun path like the use of photovoltaic panels, as well as the use of sustainable constructive systems like the use of ceramic blocks in walls and slabs, the project's environmental impact decreases greatly. As part of the Living Building Challenge, Isika Center implements solutions for most of the imperatives, but places special attention to the 17th core imperative, universal access. The approach to this revolves around sunlight, in which the project will not and cannot cast extreme shadows and block sunlight to neighboring buildings, facades, and rooftops. As we focus on this proposal, we can see how in some cases, the interior space becomes one with the exterior space, without them precisely combining into one. The radial configuration of the whole complex creates an interesting circulation within the central garden, a space where users can coexist with nature and have a series of activities in the outdoors. This octagonal garden connects all the interior spaces such as the diners, dorms, consulting rooms, offices, the meditation garden, and the learning room, as it accommodates the spaces so that they're comfortable with natural lighting and ventilation and mainly spaces that can help heal. Using materials like brick, cobblestone, ceramic tiles for interiors, steel, and stone, in addition to the combination of natural elements, the ambience of these spaces become lighter and easy to be around. It was important for the proposal's development to ensure that the edification wouldn't impact in a negative way the immediate context. This is why the decision to maintain as best as possible the architectural program at one level, as well as having a transparent facade, was necessary, besides the fact that it allows the center to grow in scale if needed in the future. With this, let's heal through architecture. This is Isika Center.
Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. Albert Einstein. The second proposal is Renasci Center. The word Renasci comes from the Latin reborn. This center is created to be a new concept of health centers in Guadalajara by being a healing and learning center. people can learn how to live a different life by healing with the help of nature. The principles from which the design starts are first, the use of curves to give movement and direction to the outside for the community to interact with the form, and second, focal points where the interior space is developed, dividing public and private space in terms of geometry. All these spaces are separated in three main areas: staff, public, and private. At the entrance, you can find public areas, and at the end, you can find the most private ones. This is to give privacy to the users and comfort to the people that visit the facilities. Staff area is designed for the people that work in the center, where they can rest and have a private space for themselves only. Each space also has a direct connection with nature, which is very important in the project. It's also important to have a building that is sustainable and that gives a comfortable experience to the people that use the facilities. That's why it was necessary to consider climate factors such as wind and sun in each season for the project's design. The bioclimatic strategies used in order to achieve that were cantilever roof or pergola to cover the sun in summer, and outdoor passageways and cross ventilation to get a highly ventilated environment and discard the use of HVAC systems. The use of sustainable and local materials were also essential in this project, such as ceramic and pumice. Pumice is a local material that you can get easily in Guadalajara, and it is used for bricks, and ceramic from Nova Ceramic because this is a sustainable and affordable manufacturer in the city. Architecture has the power to change people's lives. Therefore, build a place where you don't feel locked inside, but at the same time you can be disconnected from the chaos of the outside, and also having connection with nature from each interior and exterior space, which helps you with the healing process, were the main goals of the project. We want to design spaces where the user feels comfortable and safe.
We are IDENTIA Studio.